Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all keeping well and safe. So today I just wanted to share with you my experience of having to return an item back to Louis Vuitton during this lockdown period and the customer service that I received. And hopefully if any of you are in a similar situation, then this might help you. So before I get started, if you are new to my channel, then a very warm welcome to you. If you like these kind of videos about luxury unboxings and reviews and fashion, beauty, lifestyle and travel, then please consider subscribing to my little family, and I have so much more to share with you. And of course, don't forget to ring that bell so that every time I do a new upload, you'll be the first to know. Right, let's get into it. Okay, so those of you who watched my unboxing back in December will remember how excited I was when I first unboxed it and saw my dream bag, which was the Pochette Métis in the empreinte leather in the color Dune. And I think I was so overwhelmed by excitement and joy. But at the time, I really did sort of look over the whole bag, and it was pretty flawless. Or so it seemed at the time. There was nothing wrong with the glazing. I couldn't see anything wrong, any scratches with the leather. So I was happy with it. But at the time, we were already in lockdown, so I couldn't use it, because I didn't go out. So I would just look at it every day at home, and then I'll put it back in the box. And then one day I was again looking at the bag, and then I left it on my bed, and then the sunlight was shining through the window, and it shone directly on the bag. And then I kind of glanced at the bag and something caught my eye, and at that point my heart just skipped a beat. I thought, oh my goodness, did I just see what I thought I saw? So I picked up the bag and I looked at it by the window and at an angle, and I could see two tiny little nicks on the leather, and it was right on the front. And I just thought, how could I not have seen this before, But then I realized that they were really small, and if you didn't know where to look, honestly, you wouldn't be able to see it. And you have to see it really from an angle, and also if the light sort of catches it, then you would see it. But once I saw those nicks, I couldn't unsee them, if you know what I mean. So at that point, I had to sort of ask myself, well, can I live with it? And I guess the answer was yes. But should I live with it? The answer was clearly no, because, it's a very, very expensive bag. And if it wasn't 100% perfect, then it just didn't feel right to keep it. And I think at some point, I would always have that sort of niggling feeling that, I paid so much money for a bag that wasn't perfect. And at that point, I'd already had the bag for sort of about 3 weeks. So I knew I had to make a decision. And because I purchased it online, there was only 30 days for the refund period. So anyhow, I called up client services, and I spoke to a gentleman called Kim. I explained the situation. So he said, okay, well, look, he would order the same bag for me, but there was no guarantee that I would be able to get it. And in the meantime, he would make a note on the system that he had spoken to me and that he would extend my refund period. So that wasn't a problem. So anyhow, after another sort of about a week to 10 days, I then received an email from Louis Vuitton to say that they could not fulfill my order, hence they had to cancel it. So I thought, oh, that's a real shame. And at that point, I knew that I had to make a decision. So I called up client services again, and this time I spoke to a lady called Monina, and she explained to me that when I place an order through client services, they actually only get the stock directly from Paris warehouse. And so therefore it's very, very limited, because they only sort of get especially a bag that is really limited and sought after, they only sometimes get a few at a time. And when it does come in, they have to offer it to clients who haven't already got it. And because on my order history, it was showing that I already owned this bag, they had to offer it to somebody who didn't have it. So that's the reason why they cancelled my order. So what she said was that I should send an email and also attach some photos of where the flaws were. And also she would set up a virtual appointment for me with one of the local branches in London, which happened to be New Bond Street. And then I could talk it through with the sales assistant, and she would assist me, through the rest of the process. And then she said that pending my conversation with Kristen, then I should maybe go back to her the following day to confirm what I wanted to do. So I thought, okay, that's fine, no problem. But while I had her on the phone, I asked her about the Rodeo Bondo as well. And she said, oh yeah, it was definitely a sold out item, but she could put me on the waiting list and order it for me. So that was what she did. So she placed an order for me for this. And then that evening, I got a call from Kristen, who is the senior advisor at New Bond Street branch. So we spoke briefly, and she told me that it wouldn't be a problem for her to reorder the bag for me, because the Pochette Métis is part of their permanent line, and it was just a matter of getting and sourcing the right color, which was the color Dune. And also, if I place an order through the branch, they actually source from all the other branches and also from different cities. So the chances of them getting the bag sooner would be quite high, and she seemed quite confident. And anyway, she asked me to send her the pictures that I had emailed to Menina, so I did. And she passed them to the aftercare specialist. And then that evening, she messaged me. Well, at that point, we were sort of communicating via WhatsApp, because it was a lot more easier and quicker. And she messaged me back to say that the response from aftercare specialist was that I should return the bag because it didn't look as if it could be repaired, and so it would be easier for them to just order me a new one. So I thought, okay, well, it is what it is. So the next day, I called up Menina at Client Services again. I told her that I would need to return the bag. So then she booked UPS in for me, and she told me that all I had to do was just simply put the bag back in its original packaging, and I didn't have to do anything else, and I just had to seal the box. And the barcode which UPS had would already contain all of my information and all the details, so I didn't have to include any return slip or anything like that. So it was really, really straightforward. So anyway, UPS came the following Monday and picked it up, and at that point, that was the 11th of February, and in fact, that was the 9th of February. And then on the 10th, I already received an email from Louis Vuitton to say they had received the bag back in their branch, and that they will proceed with the refund. And I was told that it could take up to sort of 2 weeks for the refund to come through, except I actually got the refund back the following day on the 11th. It was just so quick. So I was really, really impressed with the whole process. And so as soon as I got my refund, I called up Kristen and I said, oh, I'm ready to place a new order now. If you could do that, that would be great. And at the same time, I asked her about the Rodeo Bondo, and she said, oh yeah, no problem. I'll just put them all under one order and I'll send you a payment link. So she emailed the payment link to me, which I paid online, and then I sent her a confirmation. And so she said, okay, fine. It should hopefully come in, you know, within the next 2 or 3 weeks, but maybe the bundle would come in sooner. But normally they would wait for the orders to come in, to arrive all together and then send it out. But anyhow, I thanked her and that was that. And then a couple of days later, I actually received an email from client services as well as from the New Bond Street branch that the bundle had arrived. So the client services said that they would hold it for me for 2 days, and if I didn't pay for it, then they would just release it again. But at that point, because I had already paid through Kristen, I thought, oh, okay, well, you know, I would have to ring up and cancel the order, so that wasn't a problem. So it was a, you know, bit of a palaver. But anyhow, I phoned up New Bond Street, and this time I spoke to Grace because because Kristen was on annual leave. And Grace said, oh yes, we have received your bundle, and but I would just check the status of your bag, because if it's going to take a while for it to come in, then I can just post you the bundle first. And I said, yeah, that would be great, because it's my birthday coming up and also it's Chinese New Year. I would absolutely love to receive this whilst it's still Chinese New Year because of the Year of the Ox. So she said, oh yeah, no problem. And then Grace messaged me later that day to say, oh, they were still waiting for the bag, so what she would do was just to send me the bundle first. So that was that. And anyway, so that was the bundle, as you can see from my last unboxing, so that I'm wearing it now. And anyhow, a couple of weeks gone, and finally I received an email from Louis Vuitton to say that my bag had come in. And then at that point, Kristen also messaged me on WhatsApp to say, oh, I've received the bag, Florence, and I'm just going to check it over for you. I'm going to take a video of the bag and also pictures from every angle and make sure you're happy with it before I post it out. And that was exactly what she did. She filmed a video showing the bag really from every angle, and it was really useful because I could pause the video and enlarge it so that I could see, you know, closely what the bag looked like. And also she sent me loads of pictures from back, front, side, bottom, top, and so I was quite confident that the bag would be fine, and also because she personally checked it herself, and she said that it looked really good. So anyhow, she dispatched it that day and I received it the following morning. So I'm pleased to say I got my baby back, and honestly this time I have gone over it with a magnifying glass. I checked everything, side, front, top, bottom, and it really, really is flawless this time. It truly is. And I could not be happier. I mean, for the 3 weeks, the whole process took exactly 3 weeks. And I have to say, for those 3 weeks, I just felt like something was missing. And it's crazy, I know, it's just the bag. But, you know, I was really pining for her, and I'm just so happy to have her back in my life. And so, yes, and now that we are going to be coming out of lockdown, I will definitely start using this bag and taking her to work. So yeah, I guess what I've learned from this process is don't settle. Do not settle for second best, especially when it's an item that you've paid really, really good money for. Even if there is that little bit of a flaw, you really shouldn't accept it, because even if it doesn't bother you initially, it will bother you further down the line. And I have found my experience with Louis Vuitton to be exceptional. They were all so helpful. Everyone I spoke to were absolutely lovely. And the fact that we were able to communicate via WhatsApp meant that I was able to sort of get response pretty quickly. And just overall experience was really, really impressive. So I'm very, very thankful to all of them for that. And also they sent me some perfume samples, and Kristen also enclosed the lovely paper bag. And so Grace initially sent me 2 perfume samples, and then Kristen sent me another 3. So I'm sort of building my little collection of Louis Vuitton perfume samples now as well, which I'm really happy about. So yeah, overall, a very satisfied customer indeed. And that's it. I hope you found this video useful, especially if you are in a similar situation. Rest assured, they will look after you. And as long as you document everything, and if there's any flaws with your item, you take photos and email it in and speak to client services first, they will make sure that you get your refund and you get your item replaced. So rest assured, you know, they really do look after you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please give me a big thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing to see what else I get up to. So until next time, take care and don't forget to smile. Bye-bye.